Hi everybody, it's Colette from Colette's Thermomix Kitchen. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. We are continuing today with our Indonesian feel. So we have the beautiful sambal. Now I've posted the recipe for that on my Facebook page. So go back, check it, and then print it off and make it because it's so good. Yesterday we did that beautiful nasi goreng, which Andrew and I absolutely loved. And today one of my all-time favorite dishes, and that is chicken satay. Absolutely love it. Now this recipe is my own recipe. It's on my blog. So my blog is colettesthermikitchen.com. So everything to do with me and my business is Colette's Thermikitchen, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. If you search that, that's what you're going to find. So on my blog, colettesthermikitchen.com. And basically you can print off the recipe and you can actually make that. And there's lots of extra notes that will actually help you and inform you, foodie tips and things like that. So you can actually print that off and make this dish yourself. Trust me, you'll want to do it. Okay, so I'm going to pop that back here. And we're going to kick off with the actual satay. Now, what I did is, we had satay the other night for takeaway, and I have to tell you, the skewers, it was so bad. How can they get it
Terrible.
so wrong? Now, I like, as you know, I love flavour. So for me, it starts off with the chicken skewers. So it's not just a case of chicken skewers with a bit of curry powder sprinkled on top. Oh no, we go a bit deeper. So I try and marinate about 24 hours ahead. 3 hours ahead will be fine. If you've got your little mix shop vacuum seal containers, these are great for marinating because basically, an hour of this is the equivalent to about 6 hours of traditional time. By sucking out all the air, it's going to intensify that flavour. And what I did, as per my recipe on my blog, I started off by chopping up some garlic and ginger and then adding into that some more flavour, some red curry paste, some coconut cream and some curry powder. Mix that all together, and that's what I used to marinate my skewers. So basically the chicken was in there and really mixed it in well, sealed it up and then let that marinate. So this I put on this morning, but I know it's the equivalent of like a 24 hours. So I'd say 3 hours minimum for real good flavour. Now, once that was done, I then skewered them. But first of all, let's just talk about the curry powder. Use whatever you've got, your favourite curry powder. I make a lovely Nonya curry powder. I love that Nonya style of cooking. And it's a beautiful curry powder. It's got no bitterness to it, which I like very much. The recipe for that is somewhere on my Facebook page, maybe from a few years ago. But you can use Keen's, you can use the everyday curry powder on cookie dough, whatever you like, you can use in this one. There is about a tablespoon that went into that mix. And the other thing that I love to use in my satay is a good red curry paste. Now it's totally optional, you can leave it out, but once you've tried it within, you will never make it without the red curry paste. So this is basically my curry paste, which is based on a cookie dough recipe, just with a few little tweaks. If you haven't got time to make it, go buy a shop-bought one, whatever your favourite is. I think if I was going to buy a shop-bought one, I'd probably go for that Mesari, the curry paste in the little tins. They're really good.
So this is you making the sauce or whatever it is
to marinate these. So those were like the two maybe things.
Is this a cookie dough recipe?
No, you're not listening, Andrew.
No, what do you mean? I'm here.
No, this recipe is on my blog. Okay, so you can go to my blog, you can print it out, and it's there ready for you to use. All right. So you'll have to use your Thermomix manually, which is super easy to do, and I'll be showing you how to do that. All right. So I'm just going to increase the temperature on this to medium high.
I mean, typically when you go to a restaurant, the chicken isn't. I never experienced chicken generally is not marinated. It's cooked and then you get the satay sauce.
Yeah, sometimes I'll put it in a bit of soy sauce and curry powder if you're lucky. And the thing is, we want to get as much flavour as we can. Now my peanut sauce, which I'm going to make for you in a minute, is delicious. But if you can actually get more flavour into your chicken, It's got to be a winner, absolutely. So yes, dark soy sauce is in the marinade as well. So
which part of the chicken do you use? Is breast or thigh?
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. So I actually use chicken thigh, always chicken thigh. It is moist and it has better flavour because it's got a better fat content. So I know it's a pain cutting it up, but you know it's going to give you a much better thing. So this is fairly hot. I can see the steam coming off. I've turned it right down. So there's my skewers. Now, when you're putting them on, don't overload them. Don't double them up and pack them together, all right? What you actually want to do, I'm just going to turn it off for a second because it's a bit high. Still getting used to this little cooker. You want to keep them unpacked. You don't want to push them together. So this is 3 bits. And they have been skewered on, and you'll notice the little pointy bit at the end is not sticking out. My skewers have been soaking in water for about an hour, and this will obviously make sure that you are not going to get burnt tips or burnt bottom bits. Right, so I'm going to pop these on, and we're going to sizzle a bit because I can see this is hot. Maybe a bit hot. Let this cool down for a second. Turn it off. What else can I tell you about that? So the great thing with this dish, while this is cooling down, is, let me pop that off, pop that over here, just a bit hot, is you can make it in advance. So if you've got friends or family coming over the next day, you can go ahead and marinate your chicken, and you can make your peanut sauce up, so it's all ready for the next day. And the other thing is that these will actually freeze beautifully. So the way that I do it, the peanut sauce itself freezes really well, and I cook my chicken skewers and I'll pop them into those lovely heavy duty Thermomix bags, suck out all the air, and then pop them in the freezer. So these are ready to go, and etc. You can also pre-cook them, so that will give them a bit more firmness. So either way you want, they will actually be good. Right, so this should be fine now.
That's a convection hob. Taking it off won't make it any cooler.
Yeah, but they'll make the pan a bit cooler, Andrew.
No, it's convection hob.
Huh?
It doesn't heat. Okay, all right.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I'm going to put my skewers on here. Got a little bit of oil in here.
So how long ago did you marinate these?
I marinated these about 4 hours ago. But I popped them into my vacuum seal, so that's going to be like nearly 24 hours worth of traditional marination. So I know lots of you have these, just love these containers. For example, today I've got coriander in one of these containers. That coriander is heading towards 4 weeks old, and it still is fresh and wonderful to use. Alright, now they're going to take about 10 minutes, and I need to kind of turn them as I'm going along. These would be great done on a barbecue. The best way is over coals on a barbecue, but they're absolutely fine in here, and you can pop them in an air fryer if you must. All right, so that's all good. Please don't stick on me. All right.
So you put some oil in that pan?
I did. I put a little bit of oil in the pan.
What type of oil?
Vegetable oil. High heat, cheap, easy to use. All right. So let's head back over now to our sauce. So the sauce is really easy, and what you want to do is maybe make up my recipe, but really taste as you're going along and fine-tune it to your own taste. So I'm going to start off a satay sauce minced peanuts. So I'm going to start off with the peanuts. Now I'm doing a half recipe batch, so I've got here 100 grams of peanuts. These are salted peanuts because that's what I like to use, but you can use unsalted. And I've roasted these for about 10 minutes, just shaking them over high heat. That's going to bring out that beautiful toasty flavour that peanuts can have. Right, so they're in there. So what we're doing now is we are making the satay sauce, and we're making the peanut butter element. Just get these turned.
I remember the first time Colette and I went to Singapore. This was a staple street food.
I love this.
And there was an area called the Satay Club. Remember the Satay Club?
Yes.
And that was they closed it down. Singapore closed it down because they didn't think it was not a good place for hygiene, and it was a great little place. They had all these street food stands, and Satay was the most popular one there. And this must be what, one of your top 10 recipes that you love?
Sorry, Andrew. Yeah, the Satay Club was fabulous.
You might want to just turn that down off.
Yeah, I have to.
We're still on, but okay.
I'm just turning these, cooking this chicken through. Looking good. Nice and charry, which is what you want.
So Linda remembers the Satay Club. There's all these stone benches and tables that you sat outside. I have to say, we did see a few rats running around, so I can understand why the authorities closed it down in the end. But it was such a great place to sample Singaporean cuisine.
All right, so that's where we're at the moment. So you can see it's chopped down, but it's still not peanut butterish. So we need to do this a few times. So speed 8 for 8 seconds. And all we've got in there are those roasted nuts. Okay, so again, 8. And you might hear it like churning a bit because I've only got half a quantity.
You think you should turn it off? Just let the heat in the pan cook it? Okay.
Alright, so that's now done. And that's where we're at now. So you can see it's starting to break down. The fats in the peanuts are starting to release. So scraping down again. Back on. And another 8 seconds. That's speed 8. I wish they had a repeat button, wouldn't that be cool? 8 seconds.
I used to love these street food vendors who cooked these, and they would have a fan and they'd waft the charcoal to create more heat underneath their satay.
So you can see the peanut butter is now forming. So I'm going to go one more time, and I'm going to add in there about, because I'm using a small quantity of nuts, I'm going to add just a little bit of peanut oil. So in my full recipe, it's about a teaspoon, but here,
I mean, this is like, you can make your own peanut butter here, can't you?
This is how you make peanut butter in the ceremony. Oh, is that a new bottle? I told you a lie. It was actually peanut oil I've been using. So about half a teaspoon I'm going to pop in. That's a bit too much. That's okay. Back on, and we're going to go for the final 8 seconds at speed 8. Okay. Speed 8. Fantastic. Oh, look how good these look. Can you smell them, Andrew? Smell the flavour. So they're going to be nearly done. And they'll be done in time, and the peanut butter's all done. Okay.
I think you should turn it off and let it simmer now.
All right.
Because they'll carry on cooking.
Andrew doesn't like things that are charred.
No, I hate it.
I love them charred. All right, so that's now done, and what you can see there, we have got a lovely kind of peanut butter from those nuts. So I'm just going to scrape that down. Get all that last bit of the peanuts in. And then I'm going to add my other ingredients. Now, so to this I'm going to add, I've got my little notes here. So going back to our red curry paste, I want about 30 grams, so like a heaped tablespoon of that's going to go in. Oh, that's good, about a heaped tablespoon of that.
Now this new pan you bought. Can you use any frying pan?
Yeah, any pan will do. got little ridges because then you get that kind of charring happening. But really, it doesn't matter. And the barbecue is perfect to put these on the barbecue while you've got company there. And of course, they're going to smell that and get their appetite really up and running. All right, so the red paste has gone in. I put 20. I usually put about half the amount of sugar in a recipe says, because I adjust it a little bit later on. So there's about 10 grams of sugar, but all the details in the recipe. I've got some dark soy sauce.
I love dark soy sauce.
And vinegar going in. So this is apple cider vinegar, which I always use. You don't often find the vinegar in your satay recipes, but I find it just takes away from that kind of sweetness. And I've got a couple of things in the fridge that I need to get. I'm going to get my coconut milk. Bear with me.
So Jeanette, we've got a really good Miele induction hob, and you can see there. But for the purposes of these lives, it's easier to collect cooks this in front of you. And this was bought from Kmart. I think it was only about $60. It's an Anko brand induction hob and just works superbly well. So you're not seeing Colette's back, you're seeing...
Not a good sign, my back. So here I've got some coconut milk. It's about 175 grams there. Yum. And just check my list. So curry paste, sugar, soy sauce, vinegar, coconut milk, and a little bit of salt. Okay, sorry, I'm really hating me today, aren't you? Now I'm not putting too much salt in because I use salted peanuts, so you want to watch out for that. Alright, and that's all there is. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to blitz that together for 3 minutes, and we're going to actually cook it as well. So 3 minutes at 95 degrees at speed number 2. So that's going to mix everything, combine it all nicely together. I'm going to leave that here, and I'm just going to get rid of this. Bear with me 1 second, everybody. Nearly there. So that chicken is looking delicious.
How do you know when the chicken is done?
Well, I know that this is done, but if you're not sure, what you can do is grab your thermometer, pop it into your chicken, a nice thick part, and this is reading at...
So what temperature are you looking for?
I'm looking for 70, about between 70 and 75, and that's perfectly cooked. 76, so...
I always think you should stop cooking a little bit earlier because it carries on cooking after you turn the heat off.
Yeah, so it's just delicious. Do you want a little bit of the chicken, Andy?
I'll wait till the sauce is ready. That's...
All right, so this now is cooking beautifully. So while that's happening, what I'm going to do is just get ready to plate it up. So it's a really easy dish. I put this cover on here because of those notorious flies that we're having at the moment. So this is the way that I love to serve my satays. So I will have that plate. I have lettuce leaves, a bit of lime for acidity, some beautiful fresh cucumbers, just chunky cut, and some red onions. And then onto there I will actually pop down these beautiful satay sticks. Now remember, actually, when you're making your chicken, any kind of chicken, you don't want to take it out of the fridge and start cooking it. You want to take it out of the fridge about half an hour before you cook it. And that's going to ensure a more even cook for you.
So turn that hob off.
It's off.
It says low.
It's off here, the on-off button. It's just the heat is on low. It hasn't cooled down. Okay. So that's all there. So we're just waiting for this sauce to finish off. Who wants one? Who loves satay like me? It's so good.
Oh, we love it. I think it was Thursday night we had this takeaway, and Colette will always order a satay. It was just so bad. It was. How can you go wrong with satay chicken?
Not good at all. Yes, you can do it. So what will happen, this is nearly done. We're going to do the all-important taste test. Now, it's really important you don't skip that step. What you're tasting for is the sweetness. So that's what we've got now. You can see that satay sauce is all done. So you can scrape everything down. Now you can serve the satay sauce, usually I serve it warm, and as it warms up it just gets a little bit thicker, which is lovely, but you do want that kind of coating consistency, so it's going to coat all that chicken. So
Kat's here, so Kat, Patrick loves these.
Oh, this is so good.
Patrick's our eldest son, so.
Okay. So I'm happy with that. It's got a little bit of warmth behind it. It's got flavour there.
Isn't that, that's just, that crappy little container of satay sauce they gave us the other day.
And it's so
that is just so full of flavour and texture. It's lovely.
It does freeze really, really well.
Yeah, Faye answered your question in advance. Can you freeze the sauce, she says.
You can. Right, now, as always, we have to make our food look inviting and totally delicious. So what I love to do now then is, on top of the satays, a bit of acidity, just a little bit of lime juice. That's going to be absolutely delicious. Extra lime cheeks, those that like
So Kat says she made some satay sauce last week and Pat's been using it on his toast.
Pat's my son, everybody.
And
Kat's his wonderful partner, and
he is peanut butter king.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right, so on top of that now, to finish it off, we need a few extra peanuts just on the satay sauce, and we're going to scatter a few peanuts across here. You could put sesame seeds on if you wanted. You don't want too many, but just enough so people realise. And then, always with my Asians, a little bit of extra green, the green part of a spring onion, a bit of coriander. Leave it out if you don't like it. I love it. And then we finish off with a lovely flurry of extra beautiful chili. Seriously, guys, what do you reckon?
Just imagine putting that out for a family to just have a nibble on.
I'd be excited just to have that, wouldn't you, at the table? It's going to be so delicious. So what I'd love to do is to show you how I love to eat them. Obviously you eat them exactly as you choose to, but what I love to do is I love to grab a lettuce leaf, and then I love to grab my satay, and I love to take it off the skewer, and then I just like to put a little bit of salady goodness.
Load it up.
Load it up. Gotta have lots of onion. I'm a big onion girl. And of course, we finish that off with some beautiful satay sauce. So it's a nice, easy way, because dipping your satay sticks into the sauce, it just doesn't really work, does it? So there you go. Andrew, you're going to have the first bite?
No, you're going to have the first bite.
I'm going to have the first bite. So you just kind
By
of...
the time you get that to me, it'll all fall on the kitchen table top.
There is no comparison to what we had the other night. This must be one of my top 10 foods to eat. I just love it.
It's superb.
Sorry guys, I need to eat. I would put more squeeze of lime on for me, but Andrew wouldn't.
The chicken is so moist and tender.
And flavourful.
Flavourful.
You know, you've got the flavour from there as well. And you can hit that little back bite. You getting that back bite, Andrew? A little bit of heat back bite?
Not a lot, but yeah. You obviously had some chilies, I didn't.
Yeah, but also in the actual marinade that was there too. So guys, that's my beautiful satay. Remember, I'll put the link up on my page. So it's colettethermykitchen.com, and that will take you into my blog, and you just hit search satay, and up the recipe will come. Lots of notes. You can print it out. And of course, if you wanted, you could put a bit of that lovely sambal on the side here as well. So just remembering, final call, please, as a way of saying thank you for all the time that I put into making these, please, before you go, hit that share button. It makes a huge difference. It really does make a huge difference. And I'm thankful that you just underneath the post, hit share and hit like. That's amazing. Love that. Now, if you share and like for me, and if I get enough, what I'm going to do next week, I'm going to share another one of my top favourite, and also one of my favourites. Now, Kat, you haven't made this before, but remind Patrick and ask him how good were your mom's curry puffs.
Oh yeah.
They're phenomenal. So next week, I'm going to share with you at the weekend my curry puff recipe, which you will love as well. So remember, if you're after Thermomix...
Are you going to make a chilli sauce to go with that?
Yes, I've got a beautiful
Sweet chilli sauce.
Yeah. Didn't you love that sauce I did the other night with
Absolutely.
the hot stickers?
Yep. Oh yeah.
That was so good. But remember, if you are after your Thermomix, tomorrow, midday Australian Western Standard Time, our current offer ends, and it's a bloody good offer. You don't want to be missing it, and you can still trade up and take advantage of that offer. You know how to get in touch with me. I'd love to support you on your journey. In the meantime, go make some sambal, go make some nasi goreng, and go and enjoy some satays. My name's Colette Matriga. Say thank you to Andrew, who was very kind, making me my favourite cocktail.
Harvey Warbanger.
Harvey Warbanger, so delicious. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone, what's left of it, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.